Hey everybody, you ready for another meditation? Grab your pillow or cushion or pad and get ready for today's session. Let's see. So definitely always recommend sitting on a pad if you're sitting on the ground. It raises the hips, which helps. I guess it typically our hips are very inflexible, so sitting on the floor, our knees are like up in the air instead of down, even on the ground. So when you lift your hip up, it automatically kind of straightens out that base and makes it more comfortable. It opens the hips. It also allows, for a little bit greater blood flow, less restrictions on the arteries, veins, and nerves. So anyway, don't feel bad if you need a big cushion. Over time it will shrink. I mean, I've been sitting on the ground for very consistently for I'd say at least 6 years, and I still always prefer a cushion. And so, tip for today: use a cushion. All right, didn't expect that little tangent to happen, but here we are. So today we're doing a very simple mindfulness meditation. The first thing I was ever taught when I went to my first Vipassana silent meditation retreat in a uh, Theravada Buddhist monastery up around Chiang Mai area called Wat Cham Tong, which I highly recommend. It's a wonderful, like just absolutely incredible monastery, especially for like first time meditators. They are more lenient there. So I think it's a nice place to kind of break in if you ever happen to be in Northern Thailand. So simple, yes, but not easy. So this is going to be minimal guidance from me, and we're going to be focusing on our breath, and we're simply going to be noticing rising and falling. So drop in with me now. Get yourself into that comfortable posture. Make sure you're evenly distributing the weight on your hip bones. Sometimes it helps. You can lift the hips up and let them settle back down, and that'll let them kind of realign. Find your hands resting in a comfortable place on your legs or in your lap. Have your elbows under your shoulders, as is comfortable. Find your straight yet relaxed back, often called sitting with dignity. And so whatever that feels like, it's probably a nice, straight, relaxed back. And then you can tuck your chin in to just slightly reduce the tension in the back of the neck, and rest your tongue in its natural resting place, right where the upper incisors, your front teeth, meet the gums, the roof of your mouth. And you'll just notice that it kind of feels just like a nice place for the tongue to be. And then find a smile on your face, however small or big it feels like being. And then you can reduce the tension in your cheeks, reduce the tension in your eyes, and reduce the tension in your forehead, and then your scalp. And then allow that to kind of just work its way all the way down through the body, through the arms, through the hands, the torso, the legs, the feet. Just nice and relaxed. And so that little beginning setup is the 7-point posture. It's something that they created in Buddhism, just long time running check in the beginning of a meditation. So find your breath. Just allow it to be however it is. Just the natural breath, which is very fun. The first time you're like trying to have a quote unquote natural breath while you're paying attention to your breath. It's like, well, how am I controlling it? Is this natural? Uh, is this, I don't know. And then, it took me a couple of years of noticing the breath before I felt like I could allow the breath to be natural without, like, while noticing it, just noticing and not having a sense of manipulation on the breath. So just bring your attention to your breath. Try to allow it to be as natural as it is able. It's not so important, just kind of noticing these things, right? Check in with yourself. How are you feeling in this moment, in this instance? And then as you breathe in, just note to yourself, rising, rising, rising. And as you exhale, you can note to yourself, falling, falling, falling. Rising, 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 falling, falling, falling. Rising, 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 falling, falling, falling. Out loud or just in your head. And then alongside the noting, also notice the physical sensation of rising. What do you feel rising? Is it your stomach? Is it your chest? Is it your shoulders? And then as you note falling, notice the physical sensation of what is falling. And as you're noticing rising and falling, you also might notice that you're not noticing rising and falling. Maybe some other thoughts are coming to mind. Maybe you have an itch, maybe there's a pain or discomfort, and that's completely fine. That is part of meditation. Our mind is a wander machine, it just wants to go everywhere all the time. So it's just noticing, oh, okay, itching, 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 and then coming back to rising and falling, or noticing, planning, planning, planning. What am I having for lunch today? Oh, wait. Okay, I'm noticing, planning, planning. Come back to the breath. Rising, rising, rising. And it's important noticing without judgment. It's completely fine. It's not like you're meditating poorly. You're meditating. There's no good or bad meditating. It's just, it's just doing. It's just being. So notice with a sense of curiosity, just, oh, what's happening? Oh, interesting. All right, let me come back. And you can even be, a little excited. Oh, I noticed. I noticed my thoughts. That's what we're here for, to practice noticing my thoughts and body sensations and feelings. And then come back. So with that, I'm going to leave any of my comments aside for a few minutes and just allow you to practice your noticing, rising and falling. And now you can come back to your body with a nice, purposeful breath. And how did you do? What did you notice, I should say? Did you catch any thoughts there? Were you very clear-minded? Did you hear the birds outside my window? And note to yourself, oh, hearing, hearing, hearing. So thank you, everyone. Feel free to come back as slowly or quickly as you wish. That is the end of our mindfulness meditation today. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. You can subscribe and like to help promote the channel and get more meditations from me and some of my friends. Namaste.